Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Special Sevens. Hello Indra and Netra, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay, today we have a spicy topic. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's get started. We are gonna look at spices. Who likes spicy food?
Me. Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay, good. Let's start to learn about these spices. Cinnamon. Do you guys like cinnamon rolls?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question. Which part of the plant is cinnamon from?
Like the tree bark.
The tree bark. Nice, good. That's right. And interestingly, it's the inner bark of the tree, not the outside bark. But there is you peel the outside layer and then you go get the inside bark of the tree. That becomes cinnamon. Cinnamon originated from Sri Lanka, our neighbors, and we are able to trace it back to ancient Egypt. So even though it originated from Sri Lanka, it has been traded around the world and it is even available in Egypt and its culture. The ancient Romans, thought cinnamon is coming from the nest of some mythical birds because it had so powerful aroma and taste. Cinnamon is cultivated from the branches of the cinnamon tree when it is 2 to 3 years old. They cut the twigs and the branches, take the outside bark, and then the inside bark and use it. It has many medicinal values like anti-inflammatory properties, and it also improves your cognitive thinking, meaning helps improve your brain power. Here you can see the flowers of this cinnamon tree, white flowers, and its berries, black berries, green leaves. Sometimes these, the other parts of the cinnamon tree are also used for aroma and for cooking and to get an oil out of it and so on.
So you can still eat the berries of the cinnamon tree?
You can use it for cooking. I'm not exactly sure if you can eat it right away. I don't know, it might be very strong or not so sweet, but you can still use it for cooking as a spice, right? Okay, are you guys ready for the next one?
Yep.
Turmeric. Which part of the plant is turmeric from?
Maybe like the sap?
Sap, okay. Any guesses from you, Indra?
Maybe like the leaf part or the flower part?
Okay, you guys were absolutely wrong. Turmeric is the yellow powder that mom uses for almost all of our cooking, curries. Sometimes you can even use it in your smoothies, the golden milk, and so on. It's actually from the roots. And they are also not real roots. They are called as rhizomes. We will later see what's the meaning of rhizomes. But they are from under the ground. So turmeric, the origin of turmeric has been traced back to ancient India. It's one of the oldest known spice. And it's also sacred in Indian culture. It's also called as the golden spice. It has many medicinal values and also cultural values. In India, women take bath by applying turmeric on their skin. That's supposed to keep their skin fresh, clean, smooth, and also prevents the growth of hair. It's also used as a natural dye, the orange and the yellow color, so you can use it for dyeing.
Your hair?
No, for clothes or any other material that you want to color as yellow or orange, not your hair dye. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, and it's very good for your health. Interestingly, NASA was researching on turmeric and trying to use this spice to keep space radiations away from astronauts. So they were trying to introduce turmeric into astronauts' diet when they are in the space. It's supposed to help them and keep them safe from any dangerous radiations. So it's from the rhizome of the shrub. It's not a tree, it's a small plant, right? Something like ginger.
Yeah, it looks like ginger.
Yeah. Cardamom. Which part of the plant is cardamom from?
Flower,
Flower,
the bark.
the
like
bark,
Dried, maybe flower.
dried flower. It's
Oh,
the
seed.
fruit actually. So after the flower comes your fruit, right?
Yep.
So if you look at the screen here, you see this fruit, right? Green fruit. Once that is dried, that becomes your cardamom. And when you break it up, you see the seeds in the inside, the black seeds. Sometimes just the seeds are used for the flavor or the whole cardamom, but usually they break it and use it. Mom uses it for tea, even when she makes some nice spicy curries, biryani, your cardamom goes in there. There are two varieties. One is this from the green flower, and the other one is the black cardamom. It's from a different kind of flower like this. It's also ground and used as a spice. Cardamom also has its origin in India and Sri Lanka. There is a very popular trading route called as the Silk Road that ran from China all the way to Middle East and Europe. That old Silk Road was used to trade these spices. Many of these spices, they originated from India, Sri Lanka, and through the Silk Road they reached other parts of the world, and they were considered very scarce and very important, sometimes used as currencies as well.
Currencies?
Yeah, the cardamom has two flavors, green and the black, as we saw. It's used for tea, and it also improves your digestion. It also gives a fresh breath. It also is supposed to boost your mood. If you're sad or something, just eat a cardamom. Okay, you want to try it next time? It's called as the queen of spice, and it's also a very costly spice. And sometimes they are also used to make perfumes out of it.
Perfumes?
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Cloves. Cloves. Which part of the plant are cloves from?
That is a flower?
Flower. Okay.
Yeah. Or the bark?
Or the bark. Okay.
I don't think it's a tree.
The cardamom is actually from the flower buds. So before the flower actually blooms, you cut them and dry them, and then you get the cardamom.
Yeah, it kind of still looks like the flower.
Flower bud, right? Yeah. So cardamom has its origin from the Spice Island. The real name is Maluku Island from Indonesia.
You mean clove?
I'm sorry, cloves. Cloves, you are right. Cloves have origins from Indonesia, from the Maluku Island. Okay? And it's used in many cuisines like Mexican cuisine, Persian cuisine, Sri Lanka, India, Chinese, everywhere. And these trees, the clove trees, they can live up to 100 years.
100?
Yeah. So from the flower buds, when they are very pale, they are green in color. So they start with a pale color, then they become green, then they become red. Okay. Cloves have a very good property of giving strength to your teeth and your gums. Sometimes when you have a toothache, even people in India, they just eat a clove, raw clove. It also improves your breath, and there are historical proofs that say that this was used as a breath freshener even 2000 years ago. So this is also a really old spice. It has antimicrobial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. So next time when you eat your curry or your biryani, do not throw away the spices, okay? Try to eat them if you can. Okay, let's go on.
I always put aside the cardamom.
You don't like it? Sometimes I do it too. It's too strong. Maybe the flavors from the spice goes into the food. It's enough if we eat that. Maybe. Okay, black pepper. Which part of the plant are black pepper from? Guesses?
The leaves.
The leaves? Okay.
Stem? Flower.
Do
maybe?
these look like leaf stems?
No, flower.
Flower?
Seed.
Or seed? Okay, good guesses. It's actually the fruit.
Oh.
So look at these fruits.
Wow.
And these are the pepper shrubs or the plants. So they have fruits that originally are green, then turn yellow, red, and then black. So pepper originates from India, especially Kerala, the southern state Kerala, and historically it has an age of about 4,000 years. So even books that were written 4,000 years ago seems to be referring to this particular spice. It's called as the king of the spice. Okay. And interestingly, in Egypt, when they found some mummies, they found some pepper next to the mummies. So it proves that pepper has been traded from India all the way to Egypt, again through the Silk Route. We will see about Silk Route another day. Very interesting topic. Vietnam, as of today, is the biggest exporter of pepper. Pepper is also another expensive spice. So if you let the flower in the plant to turn black and then you dry it more, you get the black pepper. If you peel the black layer out of it, you get the white pepper. Sometimes some restaurants also have white pepper. So it's the same fruit but without the outer black layer. And if you take the fruit when it is in red color and dry it out, then you get the red pepper. So pepper also has many medicinal properties. It improves your throat. If you have a throat infection, cold or cough, you can drink some hot water or milk with pepper and it helps improve your throat.
But I don't like pepper.
You don't like it? It's too spicy? It also helps with digestion. So originally all of the Indian spice level or the hot level came from pepper. India didn't have chilies originally until they came from Chile, the country Chile. Only after that we started using more chilies, but pepper was the original Indian spice that was used for the hotness of a dish. Great. So we saw 5 spices today: cinnamon, turmeric, cardamom, cloves, and pepper. So here is a map that shows the origin of these spices. Most of these spices seem to have been originated from India, right? And Sri Lanka. Turmeric, black pepper are from India. Cardamom and cinnamon are from Sri Lanka. And cloves comes from Indonesia. Right? But all over the world, these spices have been used even in their ancient cuisine and so on. So Egypt is all the way here. So imagine how it got traded and went till Egypt. Right? Okay. Let's crack the mystery code. Roots, rhizomes, and tubers. Do you guys know what are roots?
Yeah.
And what about rhizomes and tubers?
I don't know the tubers.
You would be very surprised. These are something that we almost eat every day, but we just don't know, right? Roots. Think about carrots. They are the roots of a plant.
Yeah.
Their main work is to absorb water and nutrients. And they all grow vertically down. And they do not help with the reproduction. Like if I have a piece of carrot, I probably cannot make another carrot out of it, right? Unless I have the buds and the leaves. Think about tubers. Potatoes are tubers.
What?
Okay, they are not roots. They are used to store the food. How do we store our food? We put it in the fridge, we put it in a pantry, but the plant, it came up with a new idea and it started making a potato to store all the starch so it can use it later. So potatoes, even though they grow underground, they are not really roots because they don't grow vertically down, right? They grow in clumps. and their main work is to store the nutrients. And with a potato, if I leave it outside, it will sprout from the buds and it can create a new plant.
What about a turnip?
Turnip, I would say it's a root. It grows vertically down, right? Rhizome is the one that we saw today. Turmeric, ginger. They are actually stems that grow underground. And they are also used to store the nutrients. And they grow horizontally, right? Not vertically down. And they can also help with reproduction, and they can grow new shoots out of them. Okay? So even though all these three things are underground, they are all different. Roots, tubers and rhizomes. Just remember the example: carrots, potatoes and turmeric or ginger. Then you will remember. Okay?
Okay.
For the other example for tubers are sweet potatoes, yams, right?
Yeah.
Other examples of roots that we eat are turnip, yeah. Anything else that we can think of that grows underground that we eat? Yeah, turnip is a good example. Okay, good. Perfect. So, are you guys ready for me to test your knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay, which country is the biggest exporter of black pepper?
India?
India is where it originated, from Kerala especially, but
Indonesia?
Indonesia is where the other spice cloves originated, but they are the biggest exporter of black pepper is Vietnam.
Oh.
I mentioned that, yeah. Okay, maybe you will remember from now on. Which part of the tree do we get cinnamon from?
The inner bark.
Inner bark is correct. Perfect. You see how they have cultivated the cinnamon tree. What are the king and the queen of spices?
The king's the pepper. The queen is the clove.
The queen is the turmeric. Okay, and the turmeric is also called the golden spice because because of its color. And saffron is another interesting example. That spice is called the gold of the desert.
Why?
Because it is also a very expensive spice and it goes in dry areas and it's very rare like the gold. So it's called the gold of the desert. Name some of the common health benefits of spices.
Cinnamon improves your brain power.
Okay.
Anti-inflammatory.
Correct. Anti-inflammatory is one of the main things.
Some of them, they
Antimicrobial.
strengthen your teeth and gums.
Cloves especially, teeth and gums. Anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antibacterial and so on. Anti. So if I have to, for example, if I have a rose cutting and I want to grow it, I can put a little bit of cinnamon on it. So wherever I cut the plant, the germs will not attack it because cinnamon has this property to protect, right?
That's cool.
Yeah. So anti-inflammatory, boost immunity, antioxidant, improve digestion, improve cognitive ability and many more, right? Last question, which is the golden sacred spice?
The turmeric.
Turmeric is correct. It's also sacred because culturally we use it for many festivals like Pongal, our traditional Tamil harvest festival. We keep a piece of turmeric when we do our cultural rituals, right? It's considered to be very, very sacred. And it's also a spice that is believed to have lucky properties. So people cooking, they always start from the turmeric. Okay? It's supposed to give you good luck.
Why does it give you good luck?
It's their belief system, right? Culturally. Yeah. Okay. That brings us to the end of this episode. Hope you guys are able to enjoy all the knowledge, absorb the knowledge. We'll meet you again in another episode. Until then, enjoy your spicy food. Bye.
Bye.